What's up, guys? NBA Talk. Friday, good old weekend is here. February 9th, 2018. Basketball for you. Of course, we got a couple games to talk about later on tonight. They just started now. The Detroit Pistons and the LA Clippers. Blake Griffin facing his team for the first time, but it's in Detroit, so it's not that big of a deal. But it's always interesting to see. Um, Post trade deadline. Yesterday was the big deal for the Cavaliers. Big time. They had the most impact in the trade talks for sure because all the trades that went down for them, three separate trades, a whole bunch of their players gone to the wind. Got rid of a lot of people and brought in a couple of players, couple of picks. Ronnie Hood of the Utah Jazz, Sacramento Kings George Hill, LA Lakers Larry Nance Jr. and Jordan Clarkson all into the lineup. So it's a more younger core now than they had before. D Wade is gone. Iman Shumpert is gone, and I'm thinking about someone else. Crowder gone. Derrick Rose gone. Shannon Fry's gone. Just like a whole bunch of players gone, and now they're much younger, and it changes the dynamics of how they play now. So the question is, does this help the Cavaliers in the long for this season? It sure does. I would say it does. Well, I want to believe it does. I'm gonna say that. I want to believe it does. We have to wait until like 10 games into the season or maybe even more before we could give a conclusion of how it's affected this team, how LeBron James can work with this team. We'll see what happens. Oh yeah, Isaiah Thomas is gone too to LA. Let's not forget him, and he's causing trouble already. We're gonna talk about him too. But Cavaliers, like, is a complete change. You have George Hill for the Sacramento Kings, who could play point guard, who's probably going to play point guard. Um, because of course they have Calderon coming off the bench now, since they really don't have a point guard other than those two. So George Hill is going to be at the one, playing defense, spreading the floor, shooting the 3-point shot, and he did decent work in Sacramento. He's going in and out of the lineup, so it hasn't been the most consistent year for him, but it will definitely help for him because they won't ask for him so much. All he has to do is just do a little bit of stuff. Then you have Ronnie Hood, who's probably going to be in the starting lineup, or maybe J.R. Smith, who knows. But I would rather have Ronnie Hood in that lineup, a much younger player, someone who has been effective this year. J.R. Smith could come off the bench, and that's what really works for him. He could be the sixth man of the year. Trying to be, of course, he can't do it now because it's too late. But J.R. Smith, he could definitely try to renew his drive, his way of playing. And I don't want to hear no crap from him. After D Wade really plays better than you all season long, you can't be complaining, J.R. Smith. We have Larry Nance Jr., who could fill in for the power forward spot because they definitely need someone down there, with Tristan Thompson, who's there as well, who's going to probably play at the 5. They don't really have much big men down there at all. Like Larry Nance Jr. and Tristan Thompson are the real only big man in that roster, so they're lacking size. So Larry Nance Jr. has to be playing at power forward. He could definitely be energetic. He's a guy who could run the ball pretty good. He's a dunker, so he's a Skywalker. We can't say about his defense. I think he can play defense at times, but it's not for sure if he can really legitimately play defense. We'll see what happens. Who else? Jordan Clarkson coming off the bench. That would be very good. Someone who could provide points automatically with Jeff Green, who's in there as well. Kyle Korver, who's a shooter. So that's a good thing as well. So you got shooters all over the place who could do work, who could do offensive power. Obviously, the defense is not going to really change that much. That's for sure. I don't think we're not going to really see that much of a change on the defensive end, which has been the biggest problem for them. But one thing's for sure, their offense needs to find itself better. Even though they're amongst the top in points per game, like they're one of the top 10. But it doesn't seem like it contributes to winning. That's been the case for the Cavaliers for the last couple weeks, January and February right now. So we'll see what happens, man. Let's see what happens with this team. LeBron James, I think it's going to be better for LeBron James. His stats is going to be even better, but also his his usage on the ball is going to be more. He's going to have to handle the ball more. A lot of pick and rolls, a lot of shots taken, a lot of passing. He's going to take a lot because there's not really a second guy in there at all. Isaiah Thomas was that guy. Kevin Love injured for months, and you have no real second option, someone who could really provide points for you. So it's really LeBron James by himself so far. We'll see if Ronnie Hood could be that second guy. I think he should be. So yeah, man, this is gonna be. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be an adjustment. So we got to wait until like 10 games in there, or maybe even more, to see what happens. Let's see what happens. So, peace out. Leave your comments below. What you think about the Cavaliers? Does the change help? Does this change help for the Cavaliers? I think their chances on coming out of the East is a little bit better, but we don't know the full scale of it until they face a top-tier teams like the Boston Celtics, Toronto Raptors. We'll see. Peace out.